Howdy folks, welcome back. Let me make a few adjustments. That's about as good as we're going to get there. Okay, let me scroll down real quick. You can see here we are, September 24th, 2023. Okay, and here's our loop plan for the day. And as you can see, we've had a couple of CMEs, a really big one here. And something odd happened in this one too. We'll go through it frame by frame here, and I'll point it out. I'll let a few people get in here to the show, get into the chat room while this loop plays. If there's anybody there, can you put something in the chat room? If you can hear me or see me. Yeah, I don't think there's any. Oh, good. There's a thumbs up. All right, perfect. There's somebody here. All right, all good? All right, perfect. So here, let me start over again now that some people are finally getting in here. Here we are, September 24th, 2023. And just look at this one. And we'll even slow it down here and go through this frame by frame. Okay, I think you may have seen it there. And let this loop play again here. Yeah. All right, let me get this paused here. Oops, we'll have to wait for the next loop. Whoops. Okay, back up a couple frames here. So here we are, our opening frame 024 here, and we'll just start progressing forward. You can see we have this slow motion one underway. Remember I was telling you about these bright points that are sticking out, how they act like a compass needle point, and it's something that I was expecting something to move through this area. So watch as we go through this. This is like this slow motion CME, but what's happening is it's reaching out. Look at this frame right here. The sun reaches out to this object as it's coming in. Now watch the next frame. It recedes. Next frame. Then it bounces off the magnetic field of the sun, and then here comes our CME. So there was a pre-flash as this thing came in. Let me get to the one good frame here. Whoops. Here you can see a circular object right there with what looks like a smaller one back behind it. Maybe a third one right here. And then as we progress, here comes this event. Now look over here on this side. Look how it's just all wrapped in plasma right here. Then we progress. You can clearly see our objects right here. Magnetic field. Here you can see it in this image. This is like the little ghost image or the negative that follows like a frame behind it. There's a good shot of it right there. Here, let's back up one, two. This one right here on this red side here. You can clearly see it, but I want to show you. This is another good shot right here. Let's see. Get this plasma. There it is. You can see how this plasma has turned, bent, and is reaching up to it. It's still trailing back behind it there. Let me just zoom in a little more for you guys there. Scoot you back over. There we go. So that's a pretty cool shot of it right there. You can see the plasma out in front of it, right here on the front edge of it. Clearly a circular object right here. It looks to have like even a smaller little moon right alongside of it. Let's get in as tight as we can on this, and I want you guys to see what appears to be. Alright, here's our main object right here. And it has a little something right there with it too. Alright, let's zoom back out. So that was today, September 24th. As if we haven't had enough activity in the last week, basically every day this week. And here, let me zoom back out some more here. Wasn't paying attention here. There we go. And you can see it over on this side right here. It's right in this area. Here's the ghost image of it. Let me adjust this just a tad bit so I can use it. Alright, so we progress. As this one progresses out, we have another one trailing down there a little bit. It's spread out down to there. Here comes another CME. Comes another one. So 3 CMEs off the sun today. One with a big old object in it there. Oh, that pre-flash. So I've never seen this before. I want to go back to this pre-flash because it's odd how... Alright, first let's get to it. Alright, so here we are. It's 700, okay, 7 o'clock. Alright, then as we go to the next frame, here it is erupting outward, right? Now this is a different shape CME than the second one that follows it. This looks to be reaching out to this object as it comes in because the next frame it withdraws. Then another frame. Then on this frame you see something just start to come out. And this is totally different shape than that first one. So it almost looks like a pre-flash. The sun, this object maybe crossed a barrier that made the sun react real quick to it as it came in. So let's go back to this pre-flash. Alright. It could be a glitch. It could be, you know, they misappropriated their frames or whatever, but it doesn't appear that that's the case. Because see, here it comes again. So here's our pre-flash. All right, notice the shape of it. It's kind of pointing up this way. It disappears and withdraws. Then here's the ghost image. Okay, here's the ghost image of that pre-flash a couple of frames later. Still nothing going on until the very next frame here, where now it's reacting again as this object moves by it. So it seems that we had what appeared to be a little pre-flash right before this object came in, bounces off the magnetic field of the sun, and heads out in another direction. Okay, let me put this back in the loop here. Alright, and this is not good news. There's something else going on with our magnetic field that we'll get to here in a little bit here. But we have a weak magnetic field and we have more inbound energy. Lately it's been day after day after day after day of just event after event with more energy coming our way every time. So what I want to do here is back up real quick. So today's the 24th. Here's the 23rd. Okay, we had this event down to the south right here. Okay, so we got more inbound energy that came off the sun yesterday. Here, watch again as it comes out from down here. That's another object. Alright, then let's go back another day to the 22nd, I believe this is. Yes, the 22nd. Because this event right here is what's due to affect us tomorrow, the 25th. And it's now already the 25th. So this event looks to go, this object right here looks to go underneath the sun, or underneath the earth, but right in front of us. Okay, so it might affect the southern hemisphere. And in fact, I think we're already seeing signs of this thing starting to affect the southern hemisphere here when we get into another instrument. So this is the 22nd. This is the inbound energy that's due to hit the earth tomorrow. Okay, so it's going to affect the weather tomorrow. It could affect the volcanoes, earthquakes. Okay, this is a pretty good size object right here, and depending on how close it passes or it interacts with the earth, it could cause lots of disruptions. Okay, this is the size of the object. This is just a little halo of plasma that's going around its like northern upper poles, you know, where our auroras would be. This is the same area where our auroras, this band at the top of the earth or whatever, this band is at the top of this bigger sphere, has made it a little halo. All right, this isn't our object. Back here is our bigger object. Just watch when I move it. It's all one big object, okay? So that's going to cause a little havoc tomorrow. So we all need to pray. Okay, embrace also. Stay alert to your weather and everything, all right? Because this is a pretty good size event right here. Okay, and there's other energy back behind it too. There was like a double shot there, so, and energy coming off the top. So this one and then this other shot behind it too. So now that we saw that, let's come on over here to the space weather real quick. I'll zoom into this for you real quick here. Okay, as you can see, here's today's box right here, okay? Boom, 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 all these small little spikes. Two of them almost look to have reached M class, a high C class, if not an M class, just two of them right there. But that's all the activity that you saw from today. Here's the eclipse of the instrument or whatever, but it seems to have died off so far for the 25th, all right? But we do have inbound energy that's going to affect our weather. This is the sun's heartbeat right here. This is the flaring and all the CMEs and stuff. So still a 15% chance of X flares here. They're only reporting the M4.4 still. 3 sunspots now to kind of watch. This one's beta gamma. These two are beta delta. So a lot of sunspot activity coming up on the sun. The phi angle changed, so we're finally getting hit with inbound energy. And oops, it's not what I wanted to do. But let me zoom back out of this. Alright, now something I need to show you guys here. Here, let's do the tracker real quick. It's just showing our CME kind of going off to the side up here. Boom. Thankfully, it's not headed directly at Earth. We still have inbound energy that's coming our way from the previous days. That's just today's CME, okay? Alright, so now we have this issue. Our KP index is going off the chart, not off the chart, but is really high right now. And I want to show you why. So we're going to go over to the Schumann, and let's see if we can get that ad out of there. Now, well, basically, can you see how bright and everything was going along? We had a couple of screeches, and then all of a sudden, boom, this whole dark patch right here is not good. That means our magnetic field was weak, almost non-existent today, and still kind of is. I'm gonna, let me center this a little bit and move the camera in for you guys. All right, look at how weak the line is. It's barely there. All right, this kind of event happened back a while ago when I think maybe our core either stopped and reversed, or at least came to a stop. And right here, this dark patch is not good. See the screeching events right before it? That was slamming on the brakes, and then all of a sudden, boom, our magnetic field is super, super weak. And then there's a screech right here in this weakness. Now it's finally coming out just a little bit here at the very end. You can see the line starting to come back. Okay, so this is this is an alert. Our shields are down. Okay, that's why I titled it Shields Down. All right, and when our shields are down, no matter if it's a CME or just the solar wind hitting us, our instruments here are going to start to spike. That's why the KP index is spiking right now, because our field is down and we are still getting hit with inbound energy. Okay, so this is not good. This is an indication that our shields are weak. This is an indication that our shields are weak. Look how blank this goes. All right, and in a little bit here, after we finish the solar report, I'm going to show you a video of where this instrument went totally black, stopped, and then reversed. And I think that's the day that our core reversed direction, okay? So this is the kind of stuff that I watch this instrument for right here, because this is disturbing. I would much rather see it brighten up and have these screeches right now than be nice, just dark like this, okay? And we'll get into that a little bit more here in a while. But since the Schumann is, our shields are down, the core and the shell are, there was a little grinding right there, but they're barely moving, all right? It's barely pumping out a magnetic field right now. And like I said, with inbound energy, it makes the KP index spike like this. You can see these two spikes, these two 6-hour periods right here, coincide with this two 6-hour periods right here. Okay, now you see the line starting to get a little brighter here. Let me try scooting this in just a tad bit. You can see this period right here between these, you know, this blackout here to this screech is really weak. Then it's starting to come back a little bit. Over here, you can see how, whoops, let me get this situated again. How our two spikes, now it's receding, it's going back down because our shields are coming back again. So, close call, but if we look at it, it's still really weak right now. So we all need to kind of pray for the earth here to recover before we get hit with another inbound wave, all right? So if you guys felt weird today, low on energy, a lot of pain, a lot of disorientation, all kinds of side effects when this thing dips like this, okay? Hopefully none of you were in the air flying today. I'm surprised they didn't shut down air travel, because last time when this happened, they shut down all the airlines in the northern hemisphere. And that was well, not too long ago. I'll show you the video on that here in a little while. Whew. All right, let's move on here. So our shields are down. All of a sudden, we have these objects that are inbound towards the southern hemisphere of the planet. You're seeing our fires down here in South America. Let me just kind of zoom in a little bit better. Flare up. This is a lot stronger than what we were looking at just the other day. Same over here with Africa. It's flared up again over here in South Africa. And then our event that was going on here in the New Madrid has receded. It's totally gone. There's only like one little speck right there. Okay, so that whole thing, that whole session that was all this area right there yesterday has receded in the northern hemisphere, and the southern hemisphere is blossoming again. And I believe that's due to our inbound object passing south of the Earth to, to the southern hemisphere of the Earth. Okay. Let's move on because I need to get to that video. Earthquake report real quick here. Something significant here. Let's just get into this. All right, this is our deep quake region, all right? And we usually have like one or maybe two deep quakes, and then it relieves stress by going into the system. But I want you to look at this here. We've had 4 of them. There's this one, which is a 4.5 at a depth of 534. This one is a 4.4 at a depth of 614. This one is a 4.5 at a depth of 611. And was it this one? No, down here. No, whoopsie, maybe it's off the map already. There was a 4th one right here at a depth of 537 or something like that. So there's been 4 deep quakes. I don't think it's this one. No, it must be off the map right now because there was a 4th one right here. There were 4 deep quakes today that the energy really hasn't entered the system yet. This is a 4.7. That's nothing. 4.8. So this is all energy being scrubbed off from our last little input of energy. All right. You can see some other residual stuff up here. 4.3. Japan. 4.6. But we've had 4 of these deep quakes right here, and I'm just kind of waiting for some more energy to enter the system. All right, so watch out this whole area for 5 to 5.5 magnitude quakes coming into the system here. This is energy being scrubbed off, it looks like, from yesterday. Yeah, 4.3. So we really haven't seen too much energy come off from this event. Here's an odd quake over here, a diverse quake in diverse areas, 4.5 in Africa. Nothing up at the top. Take a peek over here in America real quick. Just a couple quakes down here. Here's one on the San Andreas, 3.2. And this one, 2.5. So nothing too bad here in California today. No activity on the Juan de Fuca either. It's been really quiet there. So some of our energy that came across here doesn't even seem to have rounded this point, or it skipped over all of this and just transferred to California. But nothing too big to worry about. We got a 3.2 here in Texas, 2.0, 3.7. Okay, we all know that they drill out here too. So perforations in the crust, weak spots. Here's one on the Cocos Plate we got to check, 4.2. Their depth 89. I need to take a peek at this if this is on land. Oh, it's right in the weak zone, right offshore right here. Okay, so that was a 4.2 at a depth of 89. So it's down in there underneath this shelf a little bit, which is okay as long as it's not right here on the edge causing a landslide. Okay, so boom. South America really quiet. Look how quiet this whole area of South America is. So with this inbound energy, this inbound object coming in from the south, I expect this area to maybe light up here pretty soon because it's awfully quiet. We did scrub off some energy here with a 5.0. the South Sandwich Islands, but yeah, there's usually activity at this fulcrum point right here, and it is oddly quiet there. So watch out. There might be a this energy that happened here today. These deep quakes transfer straight across. So either it'll dump something off on this tectonic plate line right here where this little divider is, or it'll come right in here and dump off some quakes here at this fulcrum point. Maybe I'd say 5.5 to maybe 6.0. Well, what was this one right here? This is a 5.0, so 5.0 to 5.5 probably in this area. Let's get past this now. I think we covered pretty much all the important ones. What's this up here in Alaska? Another 5.0 up here at the Fox Islands in Alaska. That's at a depth of 109. So let's just take a peek here. It's along all these volcanic islands right here. So pressure coming along this area is pushing a quake out here. But that's about it. Okay. So let's get into our forecast here. Alright, so I need to back this up a little bit. Alright, here's the loop. Let's let the loop play for a second here. Okay, and this has changed a lot since yesterday, since the day before. So I keep calling off all these weather forecasts, but then the next day the map has changed. So our weather is getting a little unpredictable now. It's a little volatile. Some of these inbound objects are doing different things to the weather now, not just following the regular rules of the weather. So it's getting a little hard to predict. But this is the model that they got for this week here. Let me get this started over here again. Now that storm that hit the East Coast here in North Carolina flooded those people out. Did you guys see that? Okay, so here we are, current conditions. This is, excuse me. This is nighttime of September 24th. Residual moisture in this area. This has moved on off. We have this inbound on the West Coast. So we have tomorrow morning, September 25th, the noon time of the 25th, onshore here. Pop-ups down there. The end of convection, the 25th. Watch out here in Texas and maybe up in here. The storm front moving up here. The nighttime of the 25th. The morning of the 26th. Noon time the 26th. The end of convection the 26th. A little bit popping up in here. That could be a little bit stronger. All of this could be subject to change too. So we're just kind of taking what they're giving us here. This is still kind of staying right on the coast, doesn't travel too far inland. This is the end of convection the 26th, the night of the 26th, morning of the 27th, noon of the 27th, end of convection the 27th. Down here in southern Florida, it has a little spot that's red. That's 8 p.m. East Coast time, September 27th. There's the nighttime of the 27th, morning of the 28th, noon, and the convection the 28th, nighttime, the morning of the 29th. This is the noon of the 29th, and the convection, nighttime, the morning of the 30th, noon the 30th. We have this little storm moving in. We're dumping off some snow here in the Sierras. Here's the end of convection, September 30th. A little bit still rotating back in here. This line stretching out. This is going to be the noontime, or no, the nighttime of the 30th. So between the end of convection here, where we have these pop-ups here in New Mexico and Wyoming, it shows it blossoming a little bit more at nighttime on the 30th there. Then we get into the morning of the 1st, noon, convection. Watch out up here in Montana as this thing rotates around. At the end of convection right here on the 1st, some pop-ups up here in Montana possibly. The nighttime, it blossoms even more up here into northern Montana, Glacier National. There's the morning of the 2nd. It kind of backs up and goes in towards Idaho. We have the noon of the 2nd. The end of convection the 2nd. Most of the country staying clear, just kind of this stuff up here in the northwest. Now at nighttime, between the end of convection and nighttime, it shows this blossoming right here. So we'll watch that. I don't know if that's going to happen. This is a few days out, so. But that's the morning of the 3rd, noon, the end of convection, nighttime of the 3rd. Moves up into Canada a little bit, the morning of the 4th. There's noon, the end of convection, nighttime, the 4th. This coming up through here. The nighttime, oh no, that's the morning of the 5th. Noon, the end of convection. Nighttime the 5th. Morning of the 6th. Noon, convection. Nighttime of the 6th. Morning of the 7th. So kind of just goes on like this. Not much after this. It's kind of unpredictable. Shows this moving into the west coast right here, but that's kind of a ways out, October 8th, 7th and 8th. So that's a little too far out for calling off this stuff, because this is changing too drastically day to day to really hang on to anything more than, well, 3 days, because it really depends on what comes off the sun now, doesn't it? Okay, so all this crap's finished up. Let's move on to this that I wanted to play for you. Okay, this is a video I did of when our Schumann resonance went down and our shield stopped, and what appears to be a core reversal. So I kind of went, all right, I'm just going to start about halfway through this video here and get most of the meat out of it here. Alright, hopefully you guys can hear this. An event that happened before, okay? So, as I was going back, I found something about 13 days ago, okay? And 13 days ago, well, let's see, what happened 13 days ago? So I went and looked up what happened 13 days ago, and that was the day that all the flights were grounded, okay? All the flights, not just in America. There were some in Canada and other countries and stuff. They blame it on a computer glitch. But what I'm about to show you is very disturbing. So here we are. This is the 24th, right? So 24 minus 13 is 11. So let's scroll down to the 11th. And as we do, nice and slow, I want you to take a look at the last few days. It's been squeaking and rubbing and... Let me just pause this real quick and remind the audience, this is a previous event that happened on January 11th, I think of 22. Or maybe 23. Little squeaks, and it's grinding. Here's a big burst of squeaks. Also, I want you to take a look at these numbers. These numbers indicate the power of the frequency and of the squeaks, okay? Boom, 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 boom. All right? You can see these powers are fluctuating, okay? Real quick, this one was at 39, okay? That's a pretty strong blast. That's when the brakes were really applied really hard right there. These bright blasts are when the brakes are applied really hard, okay? Now, as we scroll back down here, we're continuing. Okay, here we are at the 17th. The date's up here. I'll show you in a minute. We can't really zoom in on. I just want you to look at the pulsating action of the last couple of weeks here, okay? And the powers, 24, 12, 10, 9, 44 here. That was a good blast, okay? That was not a blast. That's a high-pitched squeak from the core rubbing on its other, either in the mantle or the shell of of another core, an outer core, an outer shell. However it's doing it, it's rubbing. They're rubbing together, creating these high-pitched harmonic frequencies that are being detected by the Schumann resonance. They don't have I was looking for all kinds of other instruments that show, the magnetosphere and what would happen. Okay, so here we go, folks. Everybody hold on tight because you see and all this pulsating and stuff. Now we are going to scroll down to the 11th right here. Look how dark this is. A power of 1. A power of 1. There's like this little high intense squeak pop right way down deep, just a short little burst, but the rest of the Schumann resonance stops. It's quiet. The magnetic field went down. They had to yank those flights out of the air because the magnetic field went down. This is the day the core stopped. This is the day the Earth stops. The Earth stood still, basically, or the Earth's core stood still. Look at this day, and look at the days leading up to it. Look at how hard the brakes came on here. What looks like happened here is it came to a grinding halt, being stopped, possibly turned the other direction, and starts spinning again and grinding as the pressure's released off of the brakes. Look at this date. This is the 11th. This was 13 days ago. This is the day they took all the airplanes out of the air. Okay? The Schumann resonance is showing very, very minimal. A power of 1. The magnetic field dropped that day, you guys. And now let's go back even deeper to see what led up to that. Like this big grinding of the brakes right here. This is 2 days before the stoppage. Right here, okay? This is 2 days before the stoppage. Okay, you can see, look at these pulses right here on this one. Oh, I wish I had my magnifier. Please, God, let it work for one moment. I am bound and determined, and I am not going to give up. So.
Yeah, here, let me fast forward this a little bit.
Okay, here. On this day, look at these sharp lines. This is like someone's pushing the car. The brakes are locked up, but all of a sudden they give a little bit. Beep, 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 beep. These are little squeaks right here. Oh man, I wish I had my magnifier. And this, look how dark it gets here and here. See, the core is slowing down. It slowed. It stopped right there, and here it moved a little bit. But then it really.
Do you see how dark this is? How there's no green, there's no lines, barely any lines down below here. And now let's compare that to today's Schumann. See how there's no lines down here? Let's go back to that again. There's a spot here where I zoom in on it. I'm trying to find it, so just bear with me.
Okay, so I believe this is the day right here that they're talking about, that the core stopped spinning. Or got really slow with a power of 1. You guys see that, right? Okay, let's go back even further because you can see here's this skidding effect again.
Alright, there we go. Whoops. Oh, come on, really?
I'm a big fan.
I can't even fast forward through my own video without an ad, huh?
2023.
Alright. I found the spot here. Alright, there we go.
January 11th.
Alright, see how dark it is down here? There's no green. There's hardly any green here at all. Okay. We just had another event, you guys. and it's starting to come out of it. I'm starting to see a faint green line now since we even started the show here, but it's still pretty weak. All right, it's nothing like this side right here with all the lines. So you can tell the shields are down. They're really weak right now. Okay, so I guess, yeah. And this was January 11th of, 2023. This was just about, 2 weeks after, 2 weeks after this is when they started reporting that the core had stopped and reversed. And I thought to myself, well, if that would have been the case, I could check a magnetometer. And most of the magnetometers didn't have data going back that far or whatever. Then it occurred to me, well, shoot, it would show up on the Schumann resonance because, that reflects right off the ionosphere. So I came over and I put two and two together. I thought, well, 2 weeks ago, I wonder what happened around 2 weeks ago. And it occurred to me, well, if the magnetic field went down, they would have to pull all the airplanes down. And I went, oh shit, they did do that. What day was that? And when I found this day corresponded with the day that they pulled all the flights down, it makes perfect sense. And you can see here, there's a little couple breaks in this little blue line. That's so weak that it has little breaks in it right there where it stops. Okay, and compared to today's, spilling my monster. Look how weak it got there today. Especially right at first, all the way to the left right there. That first little break is really faint there. And it's trying to come back. You can see some of these other lines are starting to glow again down below here. But there's our event that happened today. Our shields are down, and our KP index indicators bear the evidence of this event here. These sensors are here on the Earth, right? They're picking up high readings because the shields were down. And now the shields are coming back. Look how the KP index is dropping now. It's going back down because the shields are coming back. I pray that we don't have another blast hit us right now and screech it, lock it up again. Okay, so everybody pray really hard for this. Right now we want this Schumann resonance to come back. This affects the animals, it affects people, it affects everything, okay? So this is important. That's why I watch this instrument a lot, because of events like this. All right, so when you guys are outside, make sure you don't go out in the middle of the day. If you're doing that, wear long sleeves, sunscreen, sunglasses, hats, use umbrellas, do what you got to do to protect yourself from the sun, because a lot of radiation comes through, a lot of exotic particles come through, and a lot of spiritual realm exotic stuff comes through as well. So pray for the Earth to get kick-started back up there again, and our Schumann resonance to pop back up, and our shields to get back up, because we're vulnerable right now. It looks like it's making an effort to come back, but any incoming blast right now while we're down could be detrimental. So just wanted to bring this to you guys tonight, because this is something that we can live with this stuff, right? Because we come out of these and it still pumps along or whatever. But when we get blacked out like that is when it gets dangerous, you guys. All right, so come back here. I'll leave the link here in the description once I post this or whatever, and you can come over here and start checking this before you go out for the day. And that way you'll know, are the magnetic fields strong today? Is the sun going to be poisonous or what, And I'm not doing this to get you guys all worried or anything. This is something that we're going to have to, learn to deal with here pretty soon. So, and this is the instrument we use to kind of detect this stuff, right? So a little scary situation going on here. I wish this was just a problem with data, but I've seen this happen before, and we know what happens when this line right here gets really weak. Okay. Let's see. Maybe we'll close out with, and see, this event was, the whole thing was black except for this very faint screeched line right there. You can barely see it. Alright, let's close out with this like we always do. Come here, you. Close out with this image right here. Not this image, you turkeys.
Use data analytics to do.
No, I don't need data analytics to drive my car, thank you. There we go.
Howdy, folks. Welcome back. So
Let me just get it to
over a quarter
to this frame right here. We'll leave out this image right here to bring hope. Okay. Increase your faith. Have your foundation rock solid. Okay. This image is real. This event is real. I don't know how many times I can tell you guys this, stress this enough. This is a 2,000-year-old prophecy that came true on Easter. I think most of you in the audience have seen this plenty of times already, or do I need to play this video? Here, I know what I'll do. I'll play the part where it turns from Jesus into a lion. You can see Jesus' face here with his hair flowing back and the crown over his head here. Now we'll go to, we'll describe the lion face real quick.
you can see this face has changed now. Now we're seeing a more round, like lion type face with the nose right here. Here's an eye coming out here, an eye going that way. Here's its mouth slit, the chin going down here. So this round face right here with a crown still above it. Now I'm going to go through and show you the flip book where it changes from Jesus to this lion face. Okay, now we're here at this image right here. This is a flip book of about maybe 15 or 20 of those pictures, and it's the transition between Jesus' face and the lion face. Now this happened in...
Alright, so kind of close out with that right there. Remind you that the spiritual realm is real. Jesus is very near, closer than you think. And this Jesus appearing in the clouds on Easter, okay, to bring you guys hope and boost your faith, make your faith solid foundation there. All right, that's it for now. I love you guys. I miss y'all. I gotta go. I'm getting tired. I got a lot to do tomorrow. So y'all keep praying about our planet, this inbound energy. Pray for each other, for endurance. Pray to Jesus to give you guys strength. All right, because this is all real stuff that's really happening and really going down. You're all witnessing it in the news and everything too. So you want me to play it? You want to play the whole video, Becca? Is what you said? Let me pause it real quick and I'll put the microphone down here.
Howdy, folks. Welcome back. So I know there's a lot of activity going on the sun, but I really don't feel like reporting on that stuff right now. Actually, I want to go back and revisit an event that happened earlier this year, 2020. around Easter when I
On
captured
Easter.
what appears to be Jesus in the clouds here. So I need you to tilt your head to the right about 45 degrees, and here's an eye, his other eye, his nose, his mouth, his chin and beard, his hair flowing back like this, and you can make out a crown up here above his head. That crown is hovering over his head. There seems to be almost a little halo around his head too. And once you see that image, then we can zoom in just a little bit tighter. There you go. Okay, and this event happened over a course of about an hour, and I got a lot of pictures of it. See, if we go up above here, you can see all these pictures up from way over here going across, or all of this event, and I'm going to show you more of what happened here. Okay, here I've taken about 7 or 8 of those pictures and put them together in a flip book, and you can see the different images, and that this event, is taking place here because there's more that happens here. Okay, so starting here, we're going to go forward a little bit here through a lot of these images, all the way to right about here, where you can see that this face has changed now. Now we're seeing a more round, like lion type face with the nose right here. There's an eye coming out here, an eye going that way. Here's its mouth slit, the chin going down here. So this round face right here with a crown still above it. Now I'm going to go through and show you the flip book where it changes from Jesus to this lion face. Okay, now we're here at this image right here. This is a flip book of about maybe 15 or 20 of those pictures, and it's the transition between Jesus' face and the lion face. Now this happened in the clouds, and it was so big and in your face you couldn't see it. It wasn't until I took these images and zoomed out and compressed them. You didn't zoom in.
So these are in a different dimension. They're like, imagine if you could step out of your body, take about 20 steps back, and then look up. So these are in a different dimension than your perspective. You have to compress these to see them. I just went out, said a little prayer, and I was reminded of something else we were going to show tonight. So, hang out, kids. We got more. Let's see here. Where to go? My cat just heard that. We still got more to go. He sighed. Oh, I could hear him over here on the side. Is it right here? No, this isn't the one. Hang on just 1 second here. So I was telling you guys, when I'm taking pictures of these clouds, these formations in the clouds, I'm capturing all kinds of UFOs in these pictures as well. And that's what I was trying to show you, was a little compilation of some of these UFOs that I've captured here while there it is right there.
So I've got so many pictures and so much stuff to cover, and I'm way behind on my videos, so let's just get to it. I'm going to squeeze a bunch of pictures into one video here. So I started seeing this event right here unfold, and I was looking at this spiral cloud and snapping pictures of that, but something else appeared in this picture, and I'm going to pull over to this little object that's hovering over the mountain here. Okay, so we got a nice, clear UFO, black disc floating in the sky next to this event. Okay, so there's that one. Okay, here in this image, there's a face right here on the, like wings, basically with feathers and everything. And we'll zoom in on this. You can make out the wing structure and the feather. Zoomed into it. I noticed something else in the picture here. This little black UFO. It's hanging out next to this angel. You can see the angel up there in the cloud. Multiple angels. Okay, so there's that image, and this was the first picture of the day. This was the first image on the 27th. And then here's the second image from the same day, and it's still there. So I managed to capture it in two different images, the same object in the sky, in the same place, in two images back to back. Okay, just real quick here, I was taking a picture of this little round rainbow type effect, and as we zoom in, we caught another UFO sitting there. I was taking pictures. This is just sitting in the sky. So there's that one. Okay, in this image I was taking a picture of this little stripe in the sky because it just looked strange. It didn't look like a regular contrail to me right here. See that little bumpy stripe? And then I noticed something else was sitting up right next to it here. We'll zoom in on it. And this is another one of these UFOs. And it's way up there. It's not a bird or a bug or anything because as I pan back, it is way, way, way up there and just tiny. Okay, another image here where I was just snapping pictures and I noticed another one of these black UFOs hovering right in the middle of my picture. Okay, so there's that one. Okay, and then in this last image here, there's a UFO cloaked in the clouds.
That one you can't see very well. So there's an example of some of these UFOs that follow me everywhere I go here. For instance, just even going up to the store. Here, where's this one?
Dinner with Panera.
No, Panera.
Clean ingredients.
Not right now. I already ate.
It seemed to have split in two at one point, unless...
This is just an average day going to the Walmart
Just
trying to get
spotted
groceries.
something hovering here in the sky. Right here is about as tight as I can get. I took several pictures of it. It seemed to have split in two at one point, unless I'm driven, but yeah, it's been sitting there for about a minute now, not moving. From my vantage point, it kind of looks like it's two objects.
So we go to the store, come out, there's a UFO in the sky waiting for us. Sometimes there's a big face in the clouds waiting for us. All kinds of just weird stuff following me, watching me. Not just UFOs, but also, where is it? This one we have
Howdy, folks. Welcome back.
advanced
Wasn't
races.
much activity.
Advanced races from the past. All right, these are races from 1,000 years ago that had the ability to fly.
On the sun to report on today, and that's good because I had a revelation last night, and what I'm about to show you is going to knock your socks off. So, a couple of days ago, I was doing a video on these kind of craft exiting the sun, which looked like it was being towed out from behind the sun or something, and I did a video on that one. And that's this one right here, and it looked like it was this actual model being pulled out from behind the sun. So, I did a stream yesterday, and I was looking for a thumbnail for it, and I couldn't match up any pictures, wouldn't match up. And it wasn't until I started digging deeper into my pictures, and I pulled up this one right here, that I used as a thumbnail on my latest stream. That's when it occurred to me, this thing sitting next to this one, they're the same object. It's the same thing. Whoever made this craft right here is here now, and what I thought was a man standing on the plane before is actually one of the vertical stabilizers that comes out at an angle, kind of like an F-18's vertical stabilizer.
Okay, so you've all seen this one, I think, too, as well. Alright, so not only do I have giant faces in the clouds that follow me around everywhere I go, I got UFOs that follow me everywhere I go. I got advanced races from the past that are following me and watching me, studying me everywhere I go. I got Mary and angels showing up on my security cameras. I got Revelation 12 babies showing up in my garage. All kinds of crazy spiritual realm stuff happening to me. And this all started on September 10th of 2017 when God showed me Nibiru and Nemesis. And I've showed you that before too. So I think that's about it for tonight, though. We're going to wind this up because I got to kind of get going here. But as you can see, we have other advanced races from the past in their flying machines, cloaked in the clouds, hanging out in the skies. What was the other one we wanted to do? Really? You want me to do this one too? You just told me to do another one, so hang on. I guess we're doing another one, you guys. It just gives me the word at the last moment. Yep, no, do this, do that. Play this one. No, play that one. Alright, we're going to play this one, I guess.
Here, I'm going to zoom in here. Right here appears to be the bottom of...
Here, let me just rewind this, blow it up for you guys.
Howdy folks, welcome back. So last night I did a video on this event that happened over our town last night, and these clouds were all still like pink and red, where everything else had like kind of turned gray. So I took a bunch of pictures of it and took some video, and I posted the video right off the bat, and then I started going through some of these pictures, and I'm going to start zooming in here and pointing out what I found. So, if you look here, I'm going to zoom in here. Right here appears to be the bottom of a UFO craft. Right there. And then as I zoom in and pull it down, you can see the dome of it goes up here, goes over, comes down. It looks like it has windows in it right through here and up in there. And back behind here, this is either the top of the craft, it either comes in and then there's like a little bubble top dome or whatever. It comes in, goes out, and then over, comes back in, and then goes down.
That
down
part
like
is really hard to see on this.
Ship back behind this one.
Let's pull back out of this video. Alright, hopefully you can see this one. Alright, I've freeze framed it here. This is the leading edge of the disc right here. Looping back around, you can even see it curve right back over in here, come all the way across, curve, and then come back under here. So this is the bottom side of this giant disc. It's cloaked in the clouds. These clouds are almost red, you know, from the sunset, but they almost look like they were on fire. This reminded me of the scene. This reminded me of the scene out of Independence Day.
On this is causing these clouds, it's causing the vapor, water vapor,
let me put this
to
back
condense or
down.
whatever, and form these clouds around it, and it looks
looks like a scene out of Independence Day. I mean, look at this. Hopefully this camera's picking this up. And that's not all, because over here, in this one, let's start zooming in on this. And you can make out windows going across it here. And then even in the background, here's another one with the edge of the ship sticking out from behind. And as I zoom in there, you can see there's more of them back in the background. It's like a parade of them. That was just sitting in the sky. And it just looks like a cloud, but you take a couple pictures and then start zooming in on it, and lo and behold, it's more than just a cloud. We got UFOs cloaked in these clouds. And there's even more back behind this one. There's another one back here.
Alright, well, I was just hoping maybe you guys see this one right here.
Kind of turned gray right there. And then
Well, right about there's a good shot of it right there. Alright, so got all kinds of UFO activity following me everywhere I go. It gets old after a while. First it was a little disturbing, but now it just kind of... Before I couldn't keep my eyes off the skies, and now it's just kind of second nature now. I'm so used to it here. Let's just back out of that one, and we'll leave off with our image here. Okay. Oh, really, Tires Plus. Gotta have an ad for it.
Expert vehicle advice.
We'll leave off with this image right
folks.
here. Alright. There we go. Give you guys hope, strength, courage, patience, tolerance. Alright, that's a real image. All this stuff is real that I've been showing you. So I just figured I'd leave it here. Let you guys know I love you all. I miss you all. God bless you all. I hope you enjoyed tonight's show. I'll try to remember to put the link to the Schumann resonance in the description once this goes up. Alright, so I think that's it. I love you all. God bless. And until my next video, I'll be back. I am back. Can't you tell?